Hi. For those of you who haven't seen my previous videos, don't remember the details, skip to this part, I guess. Here's a quick recap to get everyone up to speed. I've been working on a rhythm game RPG called DISHARMONY for many years now. I came up with the concept in late 2015 and started active development in 2018. Despite trying a bunch of different strategies, getting help from more knowledgeable people, and everything in between, I was never able to successfully market the game. After over a year of the game being on Steam, it had only garnered about 250 wishlists total, which is terrible for the site's algorithm. After I explained my situation in a random video I made, tons of people added the game to their wishlist to show their support, and I was very thankful. And what did I say again? And if everything goes as planned, the game's going to be released in about a month. Well, it was actually decided upon yesterday that the game is going to be delayed by a few more weeks. This is not the first time the game's been delayed, but I can promise it will be the last. So, what happened? When I made that video, progress in the game was going smoother than ever, and I was getting tons and tons of work done every single day, with no real signs of stopping. The only thing really slowing me down was the internship program I was part of. I was a student at Future Games, a game design school in Stockholm, and as part of our education we had to do 6 months of internship. But even so, saying it slowed me down is kind of exaggerating a bit, because I tended to finish my work very quickly, and the place that I was doing my internship at was very relaxed when it came to schedules and stuff, so I could often finish quickly and just work on my game for the rest of the day, basically. Things were looking very bright for the game. That is, until I developed a really uncomfortable straining sensation in my right wrist. I ignored it, thinking it wasn't anything special, only for it to develop into just straight up pain instead. That pain eventually spread to my left wrist as well, and it just kept getting worse from there. I was trying to get work done for the latter half of December, but I actually couldn't. I was unable to use my wrists. It was really bad. I took a break for a few weeks, just didn't do any game dev or anything, could barely do anything in my internship either for that matter. Watched all of Breaking Bad, that was fun, I guess. It felt like a nice little break, and then I could, go back to work on DISHARMONY. But that didn't happen. One night I was lying in bed, and I heard an uncomfortable snapping noise for my wrists, and I'll spare you the details in case you're squeamish, but it hurt. It hurt a lot. It was not fun. And I ended up calling a doctor the next day to get an appointment booked. As it turns out, I had been overworking my wrists while doing my internship and while working on the game, basically non-stop for many months. As I said, this is quite common for software developers, which is unfortunate to say the least. I ended up having to wear my wrist braces for many months. I still wear them from time to time. Take care of your wrists, people. Be careful. Don't ignore it if you suddenly get straining sensations in your wrists. It's not good. So I essentially ended up having a few months where I was just completely unable to do anything on the game, and the following months I would describe them as working at half capacity. And on top of the wrist shenanigans, I've just been really busy this year. We have a lot of people in our family whose birthdays are in spring, for example. I planned on releasing the game February this year. Didn't happen. And there's a lot of stuff after February I hadn't taken into account because I thought the game would already be done. It wasn't. Here we are. So then, what exactly happened to DISHARMONY? Have I neglected it? Is it cancelled? Have I put it on hold? No. DISHARMONY is finished, as of last night. Actually, give me 1 second, will you? Much better. So, as I was saying, yes, after all these years, DISHARMONY is finally finished. There are a few bugs I'm aware of that could have been ironed out. There are things I wish I could have added to the game in one way or another. But honestly, after this long, priority number one should just be getting the game out, and it will be very soon. The game should take about 6 hours to beat, maybe 9-10-ish if you want to go for all the endings. There are 9 achievements. It will cost $10 on Steam and itch, but it will be 15% off at launch. The game's soundtrack is 2 hours and 14 minutes long and will be available on Bandcamp for roughly $5. The game will only be available on Windows, but more on that in a bit. I would like to thank all of you who have stayed subscribed to this channel, to those who've kept your wish lists on the game, despite having no idea what the hell is going on and why it's taken so long. I'm very, very thankful for your support. Thank you so much. Now, to answer a few questions that I'm sure will be popping up. Will there be a Mac or Linux release? The answer to that is no, not at launch. I would love to get the game ported to both Mac and Linux at some point, but to be honest with you, I have no experience developing for either platform, and Apple loves to make their stuff about as inaccessible as possible, really. I mean, you need to pay for an Apple dev license, you need to pay for the export module for Game Maker Studio, you need to own a Mac. I don't own a Mac. Those things are expensive. So there's a few things in the way. I also don't own a Linux machine, aside from my phone, if we're counting technicalities. But if the game would happen to somehow be successful, which I know is not going to happen, but let's say it would, then yes, I will be making a Mac and Linux port in the future. However, in the meantime, for you Mac users, I would recommend using a program called Crossover. Casper, one of my playtesters and best friends, used it to playtest the game a while back, and even Windows-specific functions work just fine in Crossover, so I can recommend that if you really want to play the game. Will there be additional content in the future? Yes. I don't know exactly what form it will take, but I do intend to release something additional DISHARMONY related in the future. And as far as things are looking now, it will be distributed for free. I already mentioned that I'm aware of a number of bugs and things, and I will be addressing those in patches in the future. I'm fine with the game launching with a few bugs as long as it's not like a broken mess, right? As long as it's not something you're likely to run into in a casual playthrough, it's fine, it can stay. I just, like I said, I prioritize getting the game out. It's fine. I don't want a cyberpunk situation, that's all. However, I won't be releasing any new features, like maybe someone's like, oh, could you add this game mode? I don't know, whatever. That won't happen. However, there is one exception to that, which is that I will be adding more accessibility features in the future. Problem is, I don't know exactly what accessibility features are required. The game is very hard. Like, I mean, okay, maybe for a seasoned rhythm game player it's not too bad, but if you've never played a rhythm game before, or you just want to experience the story or whatever, and it's tough. It's hard to get through, I'll admit. And I don't think that should necessarily have to stop people from experiencing it, because I'm sure there's people who are going to be interested in the story aspect of it, solving like the mysteries behind it, because there's a lot of cryptic stuff. But I don't want to make separate difficulty modes. I feel like that's... I don't know, every time I tell people I'm planning on doing that, they go, no, let me figure it out, I just want to get better. And that's a great problem to have, I guess. But I do understand that there are certain things that some people just can't deal with. One idea I've had is to turn off boss gimmicks, for example, because I know that, I mean, half the point of the boss gimmicks is to make it harder to follow what's happening and stuff. And maybe there's people who have trouble following moving stuff with their eyes and stuff. They need to have their eyes fixed on one location. Then obviously giving someone the ability to make sure everything stays in place would be a good accessibility feature. There is already one accessibility setting in the game which enables this, what I refer to as a difficulty reducing item. You get a thing in your inventory that you can equip that increases your max HP and your attack by a lot, which basically allows you to plow through anything in the game, like a complete breeze. But I feel like it might be more fun to add more specific things and let people actually play the game and not just instantly kill every enemy, you know? I don't know when the accessibility settings will be released. I don't know exactly what accessibility settings will be necessary, but that is a goal for the future. When will the game be released? Soon. Be on the lookout for a trailer in the coming days. I will be posting the trailer both on this channel and on the devlog channel / the actual like official game channel, Bootcamp Studio. I will tell you again that it is very, very soon. Like, if the trailer was already ready, I would just straight up tell you, because it's already decided. To be completely honest with you, even after all the incredible support I've received, I still don't think the game is going to succeed. I'm pretty sure the game is still going to be a pretty massive financial failure. Both if you took into consideration the budget I had for the game, and if you consider the amount of time I've spent on it. I don't think I'm ever going to financially recover from this, as the meme would go, roughly. I don't know, I don't know my memes very well. So, the game was funded through Kickstarter back in 2019, and it got at about $1,000, give or take. Now, obviously, a lot of that was spent on other things, like Kickstarter rewards and stuff that's still in production, I guess. But sure, we can say the game had a budget of $1,000. I actually spent a lot less on the game itself, but yeah, $1,000. So if I want to recoup that, I'm gonna need quite a few sales, and I don't think I'm gonna hit that. I think the game might make like $500 at most, maybe. I don't know. If you look at the current Steam statistics and stuff, and you look at the conversion rates from wishlists to purchases and that kind of stuff, I'm really not expecting it to do well. Which is a shame, but at this point I feel like I've kind of reached points of acceptance or something. I'm proud of the fact that I finished the game. I'm sure there's going to be people out there who are going to like it, even if it has some problems, because of course it has, every game has problems. But even so, it is a little sad, obviously. So, hey, if you haven't already, go wishlist the game. It's free. All it does is help the Steam algorithm, and if you do want to buy when it comes out, you'll be notified when. If you want to buy the game when it comes out, you can do so. If you don't, it's fine. I don't really care. It's okay. Everyone doesn't have to buy the game. I'm not asking for your money, I'm just asking for your wishlist. If you want to support it even further, tell your friends about it, I guess. Share this video with some people, share the old video with some people, I don't know. Share it on social media, you know, I don't know. At this point, I honestly don't think it matters too much. There's a very, very, very little time until the game actually comes out. And there you have it. Now you know why it took so long for the game to come out. And you know that it will be coming out very soon. And it's done. I'm done, almost. Still have to edit the Steam page and make an itch page and some other stuff, but yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your wish lists and for sharing this video and the previous videos I made. The first one got a lot of attention, like, what, 3,000 views or something? Crazy. And I will see you all when the trailer comes out, hopefully. So stay tuned till then.